Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. Welcome back to some more Always the Same Blue Sky. So, I hope you guys watched the first episode, because that's where I gave you all the information about this light novel, this indie light novel. But if not, then check the annotation, which is on the screen right now, to go watch the first episode, because there's a lot of information, like a lot of backstory behind this light novel series. And yeah, I'm not going to play the entire way through as well, so keep that in mind. But anyways, let's just get on with the story. We went into town that evening. It was quite late, yet the illuminated stained glass bathed this town in a faint rainbow. We were too absorbed in our debate to pay attention to where we were going, and as a result ended up in an unfamiliar area, and we didn't take notice until Kira stopped. Did you hear that? I hadn't heard anything. I was too deeply engrossed in our conversation. No, what is it? I looked around. Where are we, Kira? Kira looked at me, shrugging, about to speak. More alert, I heard it this time. Kira looked at me, intent in her eyes. I nodded and we followed his call through a hidden side street. Damn, that lens flare in your eyes, though. We were greeted by a spectacular courtyard. The whole area was roofed with vines and had an air of being forgotten. You know what? I'm not going to comment on the art anymore because you guys know how fucking fantabulous this artwork is. It's fucking amazing. Your eyes were instantly drawn to the ancient statuesque well, its focal point being an ornate birdcage which hung from the roof. Until she blocks it. Look at that! Even subtle shadowing of the vines on Kira like that just makes this game so much better. Oh my god. Kira walked somberly over to investigate. Its door was wide open. Strange. Hey look, there are all kinds of seeds in here. Kira said, sieving a few through her fingers. I sat on the well next to her. Owls don't eat seeds, do they? And the plot thickens. Kira sat next to me and we sat silently for a minute, allowing time to acclimatize to the mysterious courtyard. It felt reminiscent of being in a grand cathedral. Kira's dulcet tone was a welcome addition as she continued our previously interrupted conversation. Large portions of moonlight were blocked by the vines above, imprinting a dense pattern of fine leaves on Kira's face that refused to fully mesh with her as she enthusiastically annotated her history lesson with action. She told me a bit about the history of the egalitarian society that built and maintained the ancient town before the rest of the world brought in its influences. It sounded harmonious and idyllic, although Kira must have invested a lot of time into studying the day-to-day life and talked about it enthusiastically. She didn't sound fully convinced. So if this island never had contact with the outside world, do you think things could have continued that way? I asked, jumping on her train of thought. Well, in theory that'd be great, but most people aren't good through and through, as I'm sure you know, travelling as much as you have. Realistically, it was inevitable. The islanders just blame others so that they don't have to take responsibility for their own mistakes. It's human nature. I don't think there can ever be harmony on this planet with humans around. There will always be destruction until there is nothing left to destroy. I disagree, I said sharply. I believe every being is born unadulterated. Unfortunately, it just so happens that corruption is a difficult toxin to stop from seeping in. That is very true and very deep. Kira looked up to the moon, her hands grasped together and eyes glinting as the gentle breeze ruffled the leaves above. That isn't a solution, though. I finished training with the martial arts club and I decided to look for Kira. As we trained near the entrance of the school, I would have seen Kira leave. Besides, she'd always stopped and watched for a few minutes, her way of supporting me. I checked all the obvious places, but there was no sign of her anywhere. I leant against the wall of our classroom as I watched the setting sun through the full-length window, contemplating the situation. A seagull silhouetted against the sun flew past to join his friends on the roof. Then it hit me. I hadn't tried the roof. The school had a flat roof, so it would make sense that you'd be able to go up there. And sure enough, a few corridors later, I found a staircase. There was a key already in the lock, and the door was ajar. I cautiously nudged it open and saw it there. Fuck that art. Just fuck that art. I want to fuck that art. That's how good it is. Kira was stood 10 meters or so in front of me, leaning against the rail and watching the picturesque sunset, as I had done moments before just below her. God damn right it's picturesque. Her hair was being tousled forcibly by the wind, as if trying to keep dying embers alight. I was cut short. Wait, did he say that? I said to myself, I was cut short. The seagull I tracked perched loudly on the rail by her side. Taken by surprise, Kira jolted to look, tears flying off her face as she did. So, oh, why? Her eyes were distant and desperate. God knew I wanted it to be, but my heart told me it wasn't my place to intervene. That I was never meant to be part of this elegy, so although it pained me, I quickly left. I received a call later that day. You'll be moved within the week. Make sure you are ready to leave at any time. I spotted her instantly, leaning against a lamppost, shielded by the shade of a nearby tree. Wearing a pale, virtually see-through dress. I was glad she hadn't noticed me, as I needed a minute to adjust. Oh yeah, it is see-through, you're right. Oh, she's in a bikini. I was like, damn, full-on panty shot. But then I looked closely, I was like, never mind. Kira was oblivious to the world, focused completely on the gently lapping waves. She sheepishly looked up in my direction as I approached her. That doesn't look very sheepish at all. Hey, she said excitedly as she leapt forward and hugged me. I'm so happy you're here. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I could have sworn I saw her smirk as her head passed mine. We found a secluded spot under a tree. I laid out the blanket along with the food I bought in town the day before. She sat talking about life, about everything and nothing. I decided not to tell her I wasn't going to be around for much longer. I knew it was selfish, but I was genuinely happy, an emotion I wasn't used to and had to cling onto just a little longer. Luckily for me, she was definitely a rambler, and I loved listening to her. Every word oozed character and significance, but at the same time was unprovocative and somehow soothing. I wasn't really thinking about much, I was just basking in the moment, but I suppose if I had been, I would have been working out how I could make those days last forever. Let's go swimming, Kira said, removing her dress. I casually rooted through the picnic basket, not wanting her to see my flushed face. Don't worry about that, let's go, she exclaimed as she gestured towards the ocean. I nodded, and in false obedience, I walked stiltedly past. She did the same and overtook me. We quickly turned into a race. The hot white sand softened our bounding until the cool water could relieve the built-up heat. I think I just beat her to the waterfront. Panting but grinning triumphantly, I turned towards her to gloat. I didn't get very far though. Crash! I found myself part submerged in the shallow water. Kira had taken advantage of the instability of the shifting sand my feet were forced to rely on. I looked up sheepishly towards the blazing sun, which was partially blocked by Kira guffawing wildly. She hadn't chosen her opponent wisely. With my face unchanged and using the seat to hide my execution, I dislodged her ankle. We traded expressions. I chuckled as she frantically wobbled, trying desperately not to fall. She failed, and fell right on top of me. There was a thin sheath of water between us, but I could feel her body pressed against mine. Kira blushed and looked away. I'd never seen Kira look embarrassed before. I never even considered it a possibility. Right, I'd had enough. This wasn't her. I playfully pushed her off me. She looked over at me, feigning anger. I got up and offered her my hand. She used it to pull me back into the water. This time I looked at her disgruntledly. Kira closed her eyes and stuck out her tongue. This led to a full-blown play fight, which I maintain to this day. I let her win. Oh my god, that background though! Now that our bodies had forcibly been adjusted to their new surroundings, we decided to swim along the coast. We followed the cliffs, stopped at little coves to see if there were any brightly coloured fish we hadn't previously encountered. I'd swam in many different areas of the Mediterranean, but none had anywhere near as broad a scale of aquatic life as here. It was truly stunning. In one of the larger coves, I noticed a hole at the bottom of the cliff face, only partially exposed above the water. Hey, check this out. Kira looked over at me, puzzled. Looks like this could lead somewhere. I elaborated as she swam over. Kira dunked her head under the water. Dunked her head? It's dark, but I can see light at the end. There should be enough room to come up for air if we need to. I'm going for it. Fancy joining me? Kira held out her hand, which I accepted, and on three we dived just below the surface. Oh, nice! The tunnel wasn't long, but it led to one of the most beautiful sights I'd ever seen in my life. The isolated pool held a lighter turquoise water which cast dancing reflections all over the walls. My guess is that the area was saturated with salt, as we could lie fully supported in the comforting rocking arms of the sea. This could actually be paradise. We should just stay here forever, she uttered faintly. Kira gently maneuvered herself closer to me so that we were lying side by side, watching the clouds together. Self-contained masses of water floating high above us in the sky. Seems pretty amazing when you think about it, Kira pondered. When I was growing up, I was told that clouds are formed by fish that have escaped the sea. I remember thinking, this doesn't make sense to me. Why would a fish want to escape the sea? but apparently if they swim as fast as they can towards the seabed, then career sharply upwards, this traps water and air around them. So when they leap out of the sea and spread their fins as wide as they can, they simply carry on travelling in the angle they left the water, until eventually they reach the sky. Apparently whales inhabit the larger clouds, although I don't believe that bit. Oh, and you believe the rest? I want to. So what happens when there's lightning then, and hailstorms? I asked playfully. Kira looked at me and bit her bottom lip, feigning worry. We both chuckled. We lay there, comfortably roasting in the bright sun, soaking in the warm atmosphere with tranquility extending time, until inevitably the sun began to set. It's getting late. Kira muttered disappointedly. We should head back. The sea glowed a beautiful rich colour as the sun bestowed a last burst of energy upon it, longing that it would be enough to survive its cold, unforgiving lunar mistress. Kira reached the shore before me, and crouching down, she pulled her fists into the wet sand and used them to hoist herself upward. She walked towards our blanket, the almost set sun twinkling off her wet body. She looked over her shoulder at me as I clumsily clambered out of the salty expanse, not focusing on my coordination. Kira was sat on the blanket with her legs to one side when I finally caught up. Water dripped from her face as she smiled warmly at me. Here, take this, I said, holding out a towel. She leaned closer, put her hand on the towel's edge to take it, but didn't. Our faces were now only inches apart. You know what? I've been thinking. When we're young, we're taught not to trust our own judgment and to second guess everything we do. I've come to realize that there's no reason to live in fear of our instincts. If you can't trust yourself, then how can you expect to trust anyone else? Very true. I have firm beliefs and I know what I'm doing is right. It may feel difficult superficially, but I have a job to do for a greater good. That being said, I do regret that it's you. Kira leaned closer and kissed me. The moment I had pined for since the very second I laid my unmanned eyes on her. I instantly lost myself in a wave of endorphins. I never felt more alive, more detached from this world, yet there was a tinge of emptiness, an emptiness that was rapidly growing. I opened my eyes to see the characteristic green of her irises seep out of their confines. What? I knew she was draining me. I could feel my soul leaving, yet I couldn't move. Hell, I didn't want to move. What the fuck is going on? I passed out. What? The fuck? What the fuck happened? So, there we go, guys. I'm sorry, but I was asked to cut the Let's Play right there, because after that blackout screen that you just saw is the final scene. And oh my god, guys, I literally just finished the game. After that, there was about another 5 to 10 minutes to go. But oh my god, guys. This is... I just finished the game, pretty much, just right there. Back to the title screen again. But you guys, you need to see that final scene. And I'm not going to show it because that's not the point of this Let's Play. The point of this Let's Play is to get you guys to be geared up about this game. Give you a brief overview of what it is like. Give you a partial Let's Play and then letting you guys to click that link in the description below, buy the game and then watch the ending for yourself. Because, seriously guys, like, that ending scene was... First of all, it was a mindfuck. That was a mindfuck of an ending. Like, I literally sat there the entire time and I was like, you what, mate? Like, seriously, I'm not expecting that at all. And it was fucking beautiful. The ending was absolutely beautiful. I've got goosebumps. That was an amazing visual novel, guys. I am so fucking impressed with this. Grant, thank you for making this. From the bottom of my heart, seriously, thank you for making this visual novel. I am really happy with this, and I really thank you for giving me this opportunity to play your game, because it was amazing. That's the only thing, and I really want to see this game getting more, more people to play it, more people to appreciate it, and also for you to start working on this game even further, because if you work on this game even further, dude, this game is going to be fucking amazing. I mean, it's amazing already, and it's only like a 40-minute game. So thank you, Grant. And guys, if you're watching this right now and you want to see that final ending, because I know you guys do, click the link under here, in the description box below. There is a link that says buy the game. Click that link, you choose your platform, either PC or OS, Mac OS, and then if you want, you can pay for the full price, which is £2.5, which is nothing. It is cheap as fuck. Like, it's under $5 US, I think. Something like that. Anyways, it's cheap as fuck. But also, guys, if you type in Anime Man in the offer code, then you get a discount. I don't know how much of a discount, but it's definitely a discount. I think it's like half price or something like that. I don't know. No idea. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this not let's play, but kind of half let's play, half review advertising. But yeah, guys, like, seriously, I can't find anything wrong with this game. Like, yeah, but there were a couple of spelling errors that I saw, but other than that, like, I'm speechless. I really am speechless. This was an amazing fucking game. So guys, please, if you want to support this indie project, if you want to support Always the Same Blue Sky, then please buy the game. Like I said, link is in the description below. And yeah, check the game out for yourself. Finish the game off for yourself. Watch that final ending for yourself. And now that I've seen that final ending, I really want to go back, play this game from the beginning, and look for all the clues. Yeah, it's that kind of game. I want to look for all the clues as to how we got to that final ending. And I'm going to do that right after I finish this video. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Please buy the game, please support the game, and thanks again for watching. And I hope to see you in the next video. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. As always, like and favorite if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more anime banter. And I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I make. Keep watching anime. Ciao then!